The Galactic Council's verdict echoed through the crystalline chambers of the Nexus station, each word a death sentence wrapped in diplomatic formality. Melissa Chen stood at attention in her worn Earth Defense Force uniform, her jaw clenched as the holographic projections of 17 alien species delivered their judgment. "Humanity is hereby exiled from Council space," announced the Kulathi representative, its tentacles writhing with what might have been satisfaction. "Your kind has proven too volatile, too aggressive, too unpredictable. You have 30 cycles to vacate all systems within the barrier." Liam Rodriguez, standing beside Melissa as humanity's military attaché, felt his fists ball at his sides. They had come seeking membership, seeking acceptance among the stars. Instead, they were being cast out like rabid animals. "The barrier will be maintained indefinitely," continued the Vireth diplomat, its crystalline voice cold and absolute. "Any human vessel attempting to cross will be destroyed without warning. Your species will remain in your designated zone until you either evolve beyond your barbarism or destroy yourselves. The Council expects the latter." The holographic tribunal winked out, leaving Melissa and Liam alone in the vast chamber. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Melissa's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "They think they've caged us," she said quietly. "They have," Liam replied, his voice bitter. 500 systems, Mel. That's all we get in a galaxy of millions." "No." Melissa turned to face him, and Liam saw something fierce burning in her dark eyes. "They've given us time. They've given us motivation. And they've made their biggest mistake. They've underestimated what humans do when their backs are against the wall." The journey back to Earth took 3 weeks. 3 weeks for the news to spread like wildfire through human space. 3 weeks for outrage to transform into something harder, sharper. By the time Melissa and Liam's ship docked at Luna Station, humanity had already made its decision. They would not beg. They would not fade quietly into the dark. They would thrive. Liam stood in the command center of Exodus Station 5 years later, watching the holographic display with satisfaction. Where once there had been 500 barely colonized systems, there now stood a network of thriving worlds. The Council had exiled humanity to the galactic fringe, to systems they deemed worthless, too volatile, too resource-poor, too difficult to tame. They had been catastrophically wrong. Humans had looked at tidally locked planets the Council dismissed and built cities in the twilight zones. They had surveyed asteroid fields deemed too chaotic to mine, and constructed the largest extraction operations the galaxy had ever seen. They had taken worlds with caustic atmospheres and engineered solutions in decades that would have taken Council species centuries to even attempt. "The Kulathi are requesting a diplomatic channel," reported a communications officer. Melissa, now Fleet Admiral of the United Human Systems, appeared on the view screen from her flagship. "Let them wait. We're not desperate anymore." The Council had given humanity 500 systems. In 5 years, humans had colonized 400 and counting. They had built a fleet that rivaled any 3 Council species combined. They had discovered new FTL principles, new weapons, new technologies, all born from necessity and that peculiarly human refusal to accept limitations. But more than that, they had found something the Council had long forgotten: allies among the forgotten. The Cathara, an insectoid species exiled 2 centuries ago for being too aggressive. The Dravine, outcast for excessive militarism. The Yulnai, banned for refusing to conform to Council protocols. One by one, humanity had found them in the galactic dark, and one by one, they had forged alliances built not on superiority, but on mutual respect. "Admiral, the Council fleet is holding position at the barrier," Liam reported. 37 dreadnoughts. "They're not letting any of our trading vessels through." Melissa's expression didn't change. "Then we go through them." "Ma'am, that's an act of war." "No, Commander Rodriguez. That's an act of liberation." She leaned forward, her voice carrying the weight of 5 years of exile, 5 years of building, 5 years of humanity proving what it could do when pushed to the edge. "The Council declared us exiled. They never asked if we accepted that verdict." The Battle of the Barrier lasted 47 minutes. The Council fleet, confident in their technological superiority and numerical advantage, had positioned themselves to intercept the human convoy. What they hadn't anticipated was that humanity wouldn't try to run the blockade. They would break it. Liam watched from the tactical station as Melissa's fleet emerged from FTL at knife-fighting range, their new gravitic drives allowing transitions that should have been impossible. The Council ships scrambled to respond, but human vessels were already among them, smaller, faster, more maneuverable. Human fighters swarmed like angry hornets, their pilots pulling maneuvers that would have killed any other species. But humans had evolved for persistence, for endurance, for refusing to quit. Their pilots wore advanced pressure suits, their bodies enhanced with cybernetics, their reaction times boosted by neural links. They were what the Council had feared humanity would become, and so much more. The Council formation broke. Ships that had never known defeat suddenly found themselves outmaneuvered, outgunned, outthought. The humans didn't fight like the Council species did, with careful positioning and calculated exchanges. They fought like they did everything else, with relentless, creative, terrifying determination. When the last Council dreadnought retreated through emergency FTL, its hull scarred and smoking, the barrier was open. Melissa's transmission went out on all frequencies, in all Council languages. People of the galaxy, this is Fleet Admiral Melissa Chen of the United Human Systems. For 5 years, the Council told you we were too dangerous to exist among you. They exiled us. They tried to let us die in the dark. But we didn't die. We thrived, we built, we created. And now we're coming back, not as conquerors, but as equals. The Council doesn't speak for the galaxy. They speak for themselves. Any species that wishes for true alliance, for partnership among equals, for freedom from the Council's tyranny. We're here. We're listening, and we're not going anywhere. Liam found Melissa on the observation deck hours later, watching the stars. The same stars the Council had tried to deny them. They'll come for us, he said quietly. The full Council armada. This won't be the end. No, Melissa agreed. It's just the beginning. But let them come, Liam. Because now they know what humans can do when you try to make us disappear. They tried to exile us to irrelevance. She turned to him, that fierce light still burning in her eyes. Instead, they gave us exactly what we needed. A reason to show the galaxy what humanity is really capable of. They wanted to put us in a cage. We're about to show them that cage was the galaxy itself. And we've just broken free. Behind them, through the viewport, hundreds of human ships moved among the stars. And on 1,000 worlds across the galaxy, species that had lived under Council rule for millennia looked up at those same stars and wondered, if humans could refuse to die, could they? The answer, as humanity had proven, was yes. The galaxy would never be the same.